All right, guys. So this is Ed Kamara. I'm riding solo this time around, just because I'm a little bit closer and more convenient. So this, if you're watching this now, this is a pre-recording. This is going to be probably a holiday special, and of What the Shell podcast. We have a guest speaker and a real pioneer in the hobby, and we're excited to have him on. And we have Mr.
Hey guys.
Fred. I'm excited. If you guys don't know, I can make it official that me and my family are moving back to Ohio, and by the time this is already shown, we're probably even still in Ohio right now. We just got back, but I figure why it would be such an injustice to not share the people that have made such an impact in this hobby and made it for what it is also, and for being so relatively close. I'm only an hour and a half away, and I don't know how I still have not met this. There we go, met this gentleman yet. So we're gonna take a tour. So it's a pre-recording. So if you have any kind of questions or whatever, by all means, when we post this, we can answer anything and everything. But right now, we're gonna play it cool. We're gonna just see some cool animals, and we're excited. You ready to get started, Fred?
Yeah, man, it's just
All right, let's go.
for the weather.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's fast.
All right. So let's
This is
see.
obviously a snake room in remodeling, but we have this side nearly complete. These are adult matriculated pythons, and they do have to be separated right now.
Uh huh.
So we have two males. This is a tiger we sit here. It's a male and female.
Yeah, she's a big
And
girl.
she's resting in her little bamboo hammock there.
So how long have you had her? You said.
I've had her from a hatchling, and I would think she's about 18 years old.
Dang. Yeah, I
And
know. Back when I did some presentations, my old teacher had a 18-foot Burmese, and his name was Taz, and he was literally, I think, yeah, he was a monster. I mean, the curls on that thing was insane. It took us like 10 people just to hold him up.
yeah, well, not only they're a big snake, but they have the potential to be a very dangerous
Yeah.
animal. So, which over here is an area that we keep a lot of redfoot tortoises and a few yellowfoots, a lot of aquatic turtles like local sliders, red bellies, yellow bellies.
Yeah. And they're all the ones that you've either
Most,
been
most
given
of the
or you've
stuff in
raised.
here is hatched here. Some has been, I'm mainly a rescue,
Yeah.
although I do, have my own collection that are not rescues.
Uh huh.
But
So how big of
so
a span did you say this was?
how big?
Yeah, the bigger the span from side
I,
to
I would
side.
I would say it's probably 150 feet long,
So,
and as little as 30 feet and as much as 50 feet
oh,
in width with three separate ponds. Not real deep.
and you've dug
Uh,
them all out and everything, and
and it's we try to plant it with fruit,
uh huh.
veggies, and stuff that the tourists can utilize.
So,
But
so you
we
try to
still
do
have to
as
provide it with other nutrients
so you try to go just as natural as possibly can.
if we can. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the setup. We're gonna have to go back over and see some of those turtles back there in the Salcuttas.
And then we have this is a new construction of a new animal that just arrived, and so I need to get him moved.
And what's
Now,
gonna be in there? You said that
that's
would
gonna be a Cayman,
a caiman. Yeah.
a special Cayman.
Yeah, because you have them over somewhere. It's a different one than the ones you already have over there, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
actually a relatively new animal, a young female,
Okay.
and
How big is she gonna
she's
be?
not big.
No.
Right now, she's only about 3 feet, but
Okay.
she's a little bit too small to go to others,
Yeah.
so she's gonna have to go in there for now until she gets a little bigger. And these are yellowfoot tortoises.
The
There's
yellowfoots.
an adult female there. These are Amazon basin. There's probably about actually three of them in there. Probably a few down the other end.
Yeah.
Here's a big girl right here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's gorgeous. And you've had these from the beginning too, or they were
No,
rescues?
I've had these since they were adults. I have had them over 15 years.
Oh wow.
And
What do we got in
pretty
here?
fine.
think I've seen. I
Right here.
think I've seen this before. Oh wow.
This is
Yeah.
the Tortoise River.
So this is gonna be for Cody because I know it's one of his dream turtles.
Yeah, these are really neat.
Yeah. How
This
long
is
you've had them?
this is male. I've probably had them about 7 or 8 years.
Wow.
I should have two
Almost
of
like
these.
it's almost like pristine.
And
Not a mark, not nothing.
yeah, they're they got a little bit of straw on one foot from a little gator bite, but
Oh wow.
it healed up well, and he's
Yes.
actually a bit overweight.
How
But
long?
they're native to northern Australia and New Guinea,
Uh huh.
and it's basically, in my opinion, is like a freshwater sea turtle.
Yeah. I think most people would
Um,
agree with that.
they are really they don't bite. They're really friendly turtles.
Pretty
The
docile.
shell has a skin on it, but they're not soft,
Yeah.
and they have flippers.
Yep.
And they really don't come out of the water except to lay eggs.
No. They get around pretty well, even on the.
Oh, they can run on land like a soft shell if they have to,
Really.
but if it's a male, you would never find it out
Yeah.
of the water.
No. Kind of just like any other species of terrapin and stuff like
Pretty
that.
much, yeah.
Yep. You won't see them much. Yeah. So you did all these enclosures yourself?
Yeah, and this is
Just
and he's out, so they'll be able to see him
Yeah.
inside. Let's see.
so you've pretty much built as you
Yeah, I've
grew
been
your
here
collection.
40 years.
Wow. How long?
40,
40.
40 years.
Oh, I didn't even see him right down there. All right. Yeah, that's why you don't step in a cage when you don't know. Gorgeous. That's probably one of the other species that I wish, my wife would definitely not
Yeah, these are
concur, but I would definitely want a caiman other than the alligator
maybe
snapper
held
turtle.
right now, but this is a subadult bush caiman. This is Paleosuchus papybrosus.
Uh-huh. How
And
old?
I'm guessing he is going on 8 or 9 years old.
Oh wow. So full grown essentially. Pretty
So
much.
almost, he got a little bit going to do, and
That is
probably
gorgeous.
not quite a true adult just yet, but getting real close.
Yeah, I love that eye, man. You can't get over that eye, that
those
prehistoric
brown
eye.
eyes or something.
I think that's probably the most thing that's captivated me about those caimans is that they can something so gnarly looking and so fierce,
And,
but so kind of jam packed into one small package.
and what's amazing about them is the Jewish caimans and trots are mainly nocturnal.
Yeah,
And at night, I like to come out here and do a night rush around midnight.
yeah.
And you will find that animal up here on top, climbing the wire.
You serious?
That's why I had to roof.
All right. See, look, I learned my first thing, along with a couple others.
Back in here, and then we have a couple of small.
Look, I tell you what, you get the best effort for utilization of space. That's for sure. You got
Yeah,
to
we got
radiate
a
it.
couple of the radiators in here.
Yeah, the radiators are
Of
gorgeous.
course, they are beautiful.
How that one's not too old, a couple years.
Probably. There's a little bit bigger.
Yeah. These are ones that you've
I
raised?
did not produce these.
No.
And I really don't know the age of them. Or the sex, for that matter.
It's one thing watching your Kenan video. I was like, man, I tell you what, the space utilization of space is.
Well, I kind of let that.
Yeah.
These are a baby. You drew there. Herdemi's grandis, which
Wood turtle.
the giant Malaysian leaf turtles,
Oh wow. Yeah, they're gorgeous.
and they're neat. They believe it or not, these are a year old only. They're actually young on a year. There's actually about 10 of them in here.
Wow.
And they're got here. They tend to go faster than others, no
Yeah.
doubt. And they will eat just about anything you give them.
Huh. And you didn't produce any of those, or
I did produce all
you
these.
produced all those.
This is a new Caiman that we were supposed to have. These are two head redfish.
Is that another Caiman? You said.
This is another Caiman. His nose is right there. Her nose. And that new enclosure we saw down there,
Yeah. So that's gonna be hers.
that's for her, yeah.
I'm not gonna get too close. And
No, she's truly a wild caught
wild caught.
homestead Caiman.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. So she's pretty young still,
So
right?
she's in here for probably another week
Yeah, another week.
until she in that new pen.
So you're gonna try to bust that out pretty quickly then?
Well, I'm gonna try to, yeah. And I'm also in the process of rebuilding these pens with new shelving, and this is a very cheap one pair of
Oh wow.
Cytura.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, come here. Look, you wanna say hi?
Wow.
You wanna say hi?
Gorgeous.
Huh? And this is a big Cytura. It's a hybrid.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite guys.
Yeah. How long have you had?
I've had him well over 10 years.
Wow.
Although he was an adult when I got him.
Yeah, you can
But
tell.
believe it or not, a rescue.
You can tell by the conditioning though, and that's
And his girlfriend's in here somewhere, probably under the.
what makes a difference in the world when you actually spend time and with your animals rather than kind of just locking them up
Well,
like a lot
I
of people
have
do.
so many that I can't spend the time that I should.
Yeah. I think.
So I noticed that different traits. Males tend to be a lot more trainable or
Oh really?
compatible or all of my males I saw, and I have 4 adult males,
Yeah.
are pretty friendly. Yet all of my adult females are not.
Really?
So
You know what might attribute that? Just you think it might be the opposite.
you would think, but hey, like this is a male,
Yeah.
and he didn't do much about it.
He's looking for that pet.
And
then that's a female up there?
That's Shay. Shay. Yeah, that's a female. She's really cute.
Yeah, you can definitely tell a difference.
And then, I know a lot of people might criticize me for missing species, but
Oh wow.
I do happen to
Talk about
have a
hiding.
nice little pair of beautiful critters here too.
Yeah.
That they eat some
Gorgeous.
somewhat different foods, and
Yeah.
the only thing I have to worry about is if eggs are laid. These
Yeah.
guys are.
Yeah.
But otherwise, during the rest of the year, they're
Male, female.
the
Male?
female is already in brumation behind you
Yeah.
under that. And this male has
Oh.
not
So he
stopped
spends most
yet.
of his time in there, or
I would say, yeah, probably most
Yeah.
of the time.
how long have you had him?
15 years.
15 years. So since pretty much a baby, right?
Actually, that animal was an adult when I got it.
Wow.
And that's another rescue. Somebody couldn't take care of it.
What do you figure is the lifespan on one of them that you've seen?
I would
Actually, an
say
oldest.
30 to 40 years.
He's getting up there. You set all these traps out here on purpose for all the coons
Yeah,
and
no,
stuff.
rats,
Yeah.
possum coons. I love possums, so I would eat them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people get a misconception about possums. They don't really. They're more bark for
I
bite.
keep possums,
Yeah.
and I like them, but hang on, I forgot his name.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. Because you never even imagine this kind of stuff's back here, which is a good thing because that's.
These are like juveniles, like
Huh?
from these the parents that live in here,
Yeah.
and so
In here?
these are 1 year olds, and then these are from this
Oh,
year.
yeah.
And they're not liking this life of sunshine, so they're all
Yeah.
hiding. But in this pen we have 3 smooth front Caymans.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's the tree now.
I think I've seen a video with this one.
There's 3 in here,
3?
actually. I believe there's maybe one in that tube.
I don't know why I wear water boots all the time. Never know what to expect or what to anticipate.
Yeah, it's like pretty much everybody's hiding.
Yeah, I just don't want to step on them. So you got pretty much every nook and cranny
I see a snapping field there, but
been able to
they
utilize.
may be running that pipe. If not, they're under this.
So you did all that on purpose, pretty much as much hiding spots and everything as you can
Yeah,
find and
because
utilize.
I had to raise these somewhat separately,
Yeah.
so I had to reintroduce them in the new pen,
Uh-huh.
and so I made sure that they had plenty of escape routes, and just in case they did not get on.
Yeah.
And and they use them off. They hide.
I think she. Yeah. I think I see it.
Probably is one in
think I
there.
see the
There's probably
tail.
two in there.
I think I see the tail. One
Two
in
of them
there.
do get on better than
Yeah.
the other.
Oh.
And there's some of those. They're probably about 7 years old.
7.
And then this is first my one and only bird. And
So that tree was already here, right?
the tree right here. And this is baby, and I believe it baby to be a male. And he's about a year and a half. You can come in here if you like.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
Now with these, do you have to have an actual permit for these?
No, there's no permit necessary for these.
Oh, really?
Come on, baby. And they are carnivorous. They eat lizards, snakes, small rodents, insects.
So they find a lot of stuff they need already in here almost.
They
right?
do catch. He catches a lot of lizards.
Yeah. How
But
old?
they are the largest member of the kingfisher family.
Kingfisher.
And of course, this is a laughing kookaburra.
Laughing kookaburra.
And they're Australian and New Guinea. And
That is gorgeous.
that's full grown. Can't get a lot bigger than that.
And you've had since he was grown, or did you
I've had
raise
it
him?
since it was just a few months old.
Where'd you find one of them at?
Believe it or not, this was a gift
A gift?
from some friends of mine in the animal businesses and zoos that happened to come across some extras
Yeah.
and decided I might want one. So I really did not want a bird, but you know what?
Grew on you.
I have fallen in love with it.
Grew on you.
So,
So did they actually help? Did they help you build the cage too, or?
no, believe it or not, the
I mean,
cage was almost done, but it was for a monitor lizard.
Okay. Yeah,
So before the monitor got here, the bird got here.
that's a
And
awesome setup though.
so the monitor is still on hold.
Yeah. Now what kind of monitor? What are you looking at?
Probably a water monitor.
Water monitor. For the sheer size and everything that.
Yeah, size and pretty easy maintenance and
Yeah.
so far it's not.
Oh, we got some rain. All good. Pretty good timing.
Yeah, not bad.
Were there anything in these?
No, these are empty right now. They're kind of for emergency use
Yeah.
in case I need them.
Yeah.
As all these cages are empty.
All these ones are empty?
It's just in case I'm trying to. There's only so much I can care for.
Don't spread yourself too thin. I've done that
Right.
before.
Now these are some interesting.
Because that's a good way to lose your passion real quick.
Yeah,
by making
yeah.
it more of a job and work, even though it is and never always will be. But
There's no doubt it's a lot of work, but
yeah,
there's also no doubt that I thoroughly enjoy it.
yeah. Now these ones were hybrids, right?
These are hybrids, yeah. And they're
Wow.
pretty interesting.
Wow.
They
So
have
gorgeous.
probably a little bit more appearance of a gator snapper.
Yeah.
They do have they fish like a gator snapper
yeah.
fishes, but they have no lure.
Really?
And they have the ability to snap backwards like a Caiman.
Yeah.
So they have some characteristics of both.
So how old are these ones?
These are almost 3. And
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
I didn't believe that actually you should produce these.
Now, did you actually notice a difference as soon as they hatched? That
No,
something,
I
no,
tell
it
you
took a
the
little
truth,
while.
I found them in the pen,
Yeah,
and I knew I had a lot of common snappers in there, but wasn't an alligator snapper. And after looking at them, I decided there was something off, something different.
yeah,
So at the time, I did not have any baby common snappers to compare them to.
yeah,
But shortly thereafter, I did. And once I found the the babies to compare, the differences became somewhat obvious.
yeah,
Number one being the pointy nose on these.
yeah. Clearly, in the mouth, deep and open,
That-
it's a little bit more jagged.
Otherwise, if it wasn't for that,
You'd have to know what
you
you're
really
actually.
couldn't tell.
I mean, most people, don't even know, can't tell the difference
Right.
regardless. But so it took about.
That was a picture of me last month. No, that was actually that was a Cayman. That was my first Cayman.
You first came in.
Yeah, and
Wow.
I had that thing about 30 years.
30 years.
And then there's a few catfish out here. I did take some regular banded water snakes so that I let people know the difference, between a water moccasin
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and not keep venomous. But you should
You said it was
regular
banded.
banded, fluid banded.
Yeah, they're
I'm
crazy.
not anyway.
Yeah, they're crazy.
And
Have you had how long have you had them?
I've had these out a few months. They're
Couple
typical,
Why?
nothing
Wild?
special, wild
Yeah.
shot. I actually have a pair in here, but I breed, if they breed,
Yeah,
we should turn this out here.
yeah.
Uh,
Perfect timing though.
this pen here was, I showed you the baby Jose Grandis.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
These are all the parents.
Okay.
And along with them, we have the giant
back in the back
painted
corner.
terrapin,
Yeah, yeah.
Badger Boniamentis in here, and a very large male Nicaraguan wood turtle,
Okay.
which is Linus Hemi's venereal.
Now, did you make obviously all these ones? Are these all concrete? And how many different
These are
enclosures do you
cement
have?
ponds, wood drains, cement block, mostly. This part is wood.
And it goes 1, 2, 3.
There's
How many?
1, 2, and then these two are separate. Now there's a Cayman in that one with
Uh-huh.
a net. If you run it, that.
Isn't there something over in the back corner?
Let me tell you, look at this. That, that. See what we got here.
No, Ray never heard anyone.
There we go.
How long have these been
That's it.
enclosures actually set up?
Believe it or not, the beginnings of these enclosures I built when I built the house.
Oh wow. So did you already have full attention on at least kind of like having things just at your disposal, just if in case and needed? And
No, I didn't plan on doing this far with everything,
yeah,
and I kind of things just kind of happened.
yeah,
And once I decided that I really like doing this, things started growing.
yeah.
So these some of the
Oh,
dummy
wow.
grandis,
Oh, hold on up.
and this is a special Cayman neck.
Uh-huh.
And if you just look over there, she should be, normally she's out here guarding it.
Huh.
But the eggs are about a month away,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna leave them.
yeah.
And I'm gonna stop raining and show you what's in there.
Yeah. Whew. Sorry about the ring. Thank you. Break it down. Hi.
Wow, it was raining, man.
Oh, good. That's Florida.
Yeah,
Now, what kind of catfish were these again?
these are Amazon reptiles,
Yeah,
and they get probably nearly 100 pounds.
100 pounds. And how old are these
So
ones?
these are about a year old,
A
maybe
year?
a little more.
A year?
And
Future plans?
ah, bigger tank, totally private pond.
Yeah. To where you can actually
Um,
still see them,
yeah,
or
still
just kind of,
see them
yeah.
and feed them, and obviously you can't be released into the
Yeah. But they're,
water.
you know it's already a pair, or you have a
I
pair?
do not
You
know
don't
if
know?
it's
You
a
just,
pair.
where'd you get them from?
These are from a tropical fish breeder and
Oh,
importer,
nice. Nice.
and they are established in Miami in some areas out here,
Really?
but
But they're okay. You can, as far as no
they're
permits or anything that
huge
you're
food
allowed to have?
source in South America.
Okay.
Um, Also, it's a very sought after sport fish
Okay.
by
Yeah.
people who just want to fish for fun because of their
Yeah.
massive size and their ability to fight.
I don't know if it's just because they're in captivity, but they have a pretty good demeanor. I mean,
They Another odd thing about them
I'm a fish man. I grew up, with the
is
big channel cats and big
yeah.
flatheads, and
Well, that's one thing about these that's really different. Is they do not have a slimy skin.
no.
That skin like a shark.
Okay.
No, not slimy, but sandpaper.
Yeah.
And
So at least if you have to do what you gotta do, you can grab a hold of them and
you
not
can
have to worry
actually
about.
grab those fish.
Do they have the barbs even still?
They
Same
do
thing?
have barbs, but they're not slippery.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Well, especially with a fish that size, I wouldn't want to catch the size of a barb that gets that big.
Yeah, no, I've seen them. I've seen it this big
Really?
and that big around.
Where at? Is
Oh,
it captivity still?
Zoo Miami.
Okay.
Most aquariums that have a big freshwater tank.
Yeah.
We have them.
Now, what kind of needs do they need, and what kind of stuff do they eat and stuff like that?
They will eat anything that will fit in their mouth.
Really?
As long as it's meat. Fish,
Dead, alive? Does it matter?
turtles, dead, live.
What's their food of choice? Say, I mean, as far as to keep a
Biggest
good
choice is other
balance.
fish.
Yeah.
Crustaceans, crawfish,
Okay.
baby turtles,
How many?
turtles.
There's a couple in here. How
There's
many?
just those two in here.
Oh, what's that one in there? Is there some in there?
There shouldn't be anything. Oh, there's a Pishostomus in there.
Okay. I was gonna say I see
Yeah.
something in there, man.
And
So they grew that big even in just a year, huh?
yeah,
Wow.
they grow fast and they get big.
Huh.
And
I might have to put that on my list if I want a big aquarium. I've always wanted to put like something that looks freshwater. I'm really big on my freshwater species. It's at least up north, but this is freshwater, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I like freshwater better than saltwater. But it's easy to maintain tank.
Yeah.
And we have so many native fish in this area, plus even
Yeah.
more exotic. We have nice fish.
Yeah.
We have these probably. We have several other different kinds of catfish that are non-native. But
Yeah.
we got I don't know how many cichlids, oscars,
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing that I realized, especially.
snakeheads.
Yep, those ones.
So if you have a giant tank, you have an amazing variety of.
I think that's the difference that I moved down here. It's like it's crazy how much stuff can live down here.
But if you tailor it around,
Yeah. I mean,
plants are
thriving.
non-native, most of them.
Yeah.
They're some are invasive, some are pain.
Now, how often do you have to manicure a little bit? I mean, because I know I've.
Daily, try to hit something.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't raining today all
Is
day,
this all closed in?
This large shows them we have a large pair of cicada out here,
Oh, really?
and we also have some pretty interesting water turtles in the pond back here. Which
Oh,
I'll show
so
you.
there's a pond connected with this one too.
And this is all separated by the crocodile pen.
Okay. That's what I thought there was. You mentioned something about a crocodile when I seen Kennan's video.
She's a red umbrella, isn't it?
We want to be seen, especially.
You know, you have the camera.
Oh, you're good. You sure?
How much you get your
I appreciate it.
I don't know who's gonna
I
be
don't
out.
mind getting wet either, but
This is for Rhinocerids, put out Nemus. There's a fly river in here.
oh, another fly river, same
Yeah.
around the same size or
yeah,
zero?
same size. There's a Nile soft shell, a Chinese soft shell, there's some pink belly.
How deep is this?
It's a little over a foot deep,
Oh, really?
but there's about that much mud.
Uh,
And this is more of a natural enclosure.
yeah.
It flows from there, comes out here. And so this area, which is not yet
Enclosed.
built out, this area is my temporary enclosure for my baby Aldabras. Excuse me.
Oh, wow, yeah.
These are
All right.
Galapagos.
These are Galapagos?
Yeah.
All right. There you go, Cody.
These are 1 year old.
1-year-old Galapagos. See, those are the.
And these are from Jason Abel, 3J's tortoise.
Wow. Where'd you
Thank
get
you.
them? From another breeder down here? Or
Yeah, down here.
Yeah.
You're
And that's
down here in South Australia.
how old?
Yeah, 1 year.
1
this
year?
month.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how big were they? How were they when you got them?
About that big.
Really?
Barely over 100 grams, I believe.
Wow.
And I measured them every day for about the first 6 months.
Uh-huh.
And then I gave up measuring them because it was obvious they were
Consistently.
growing.
Consistently. And you feed. How often do you feed all your animals and tortoises? Is there a certain kind of animal
Depending
groups
on
that
what
you
they
feed?
are and where they're from, everybody gets something a little bit different.
But like say like the crocs.
But I do raise rats. I
Okay.
buy frozen rats.
Okay.
Um,
You don't use any of the ones you catch in a trap? Yeah.
I do use
Yeah.
one.
I was gonna
catch
ask
in
you
a
about
trap.
that. Why not?
Like for this guy.
Oh.
This is not a tooth.
Oh.
Here,
Yeah.
baby.
So I didn't get the pleasure of seeing
Here,
it
baby.
on Kennan's video,
on,
but
come on.
we get the pleasure of
Come on.
seeing this big girl.
Come on, you want to come up? This is boy. Come on.
All right.
There you go. His little friend is there, and
Oh, you got another one? There she is.
I think she's coming.
So how big is he? He's about
This one's 11 feet.
11 feet.
And I've had him
Okay.
from a hatchling.
Hatchling?
Yeah.
How old?
He's about 18,
18.
and she's about 21. Also
She's
had her
21?
from a hatchling, yeah.
Wow. So what? Why the size difference?
But for one thing, all male crocodilians get way larger than females.
Mm-hmm.
Females actually get a whole lot bigger than that.
And she's what?
Some will, but
7, 8 feet or something like that.
yeah, she's about 8 feet.
8 feet.
And males just get bigger. And this guy has got some growing to do.
He's still
So
got
he
more
will get a
growing to
lot
do.
bigger, yeah.
Now, what do you feed him? Cause
Now he'll eat any kind of meat, fish, roadkill, chicken, anything but plant matter.
oh really?
So pretty easy to feed.
Does he have
And
a?
they do catch a lot of iguanas that run through here
Yeah.
occasionally. So and a bird, a heron, they land in here often and nest. But yes, I do have to feed him about once a week.
Once a week. What now? Does he have a preference? Because I know with the personality and being with an
He-
animal so long, they might
Not really. That
No?
guy
have.
is happy with just about any kind of meat I
Yeah.
give him.
Now,
Or fish.
is there a certain amount of weight that you like to give him to keep a
I try
sustainable
to
weight?
feed him. If I know I'm gonna feed him several times during the week,
Yeah.
he might just do a little piece of something.
Okay.
But if I hadn't fed him for a while, I know I'm not gonna feed him.
Yeah.
I may feed them 20 pounds.
Oh wow.
And they also get trash trout. You know, they need to have enough nutrients to grow their teeth properly.
yeah.
And stay healthy and not be obese. Very easy to make your crocodilian obese.
Yeah. I think that's probably a misconception. A lot of people think that you can just feed, and then it's
Come here.
it's happy, right? I mean, you keep them good, sustainable, keep that hunger, natural.
Yeah,
and
it's
you got to keep that
they
balance.
will eat as much as you give them.
Yeah.
And it's actually they can make themselves.
Yeah.
very overrated,
I mean,
and it's not healthy.
how
Here we
often?
got out.
Now, how often do you actually come in here? And do you got to go in here?
I go in here almost daily. Maybe to trim the limb or put out a coconut.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Now,
So
how old is this one?
this Nile crocodile is probably about 40.
40.
Yeah.
40 years old. Nile crocodile.
Yeah, I've had him probably 35 of those years, easily.
Now, how big was he at 5?
When I got him, he was probably only about 3.5 feet.
Really? Well, how big is he now?
He's just over 11 feet.
Okay. So just as big as him over there.
He's as big as that gator, but maybe not quite as heavy.
Yeah.
Um,
You ever get a weight on that one over there?
no,
Snaggletooth?
no, I don't know how I would.
Yeah.
Now, this animal probably will not come out, but we're going to try to get him to. I know it's not.
All right.
That's American crocodile.
American croc.
Come here, you.
If my wife knew I was
He's
in an
coming.
enclosure with a Nile crocodile, she'd flip. I love you, babe.
Come on.
If you're watching this, I will come home safe.
There he is. Come on. You want to say hi?
Yeah.
Come on.
Whoa, 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 whoa. All right.
He's a brush, I don't know.
Yeah,
But he knows we're in here not to feed him,
yeah.
so he's really not going to waste a whole lot of time playing with it.
So, so Cody, you owe me one. So I know you probably wouldn't do something like this, but I am thrilled to be doing this right now. So thank you. I'll take this one for the team.
And
We
he's
still need
a-
to get Cody used to snakes, but it's all right.
Yeah, but
I'll take 11-foot salty any day.
No, we haven't actually got to the salty yet.
Oh no, that's
That's a
a Nile.
Nile.
That's a Nile. Okay, yeah. That's right.
This is
And
an
that's
American.
what a lot of people I think, just like alligators, people don't realize that there's many different species of
Well, right now
crocodilians.
we're up to about 27 species,
27 species of crocodilians, or
Yeah.
just wow.
and that's going to change and even be higher soon.
Why is that? Just because of
Because some of these animals that we thought were one species are actually not.
really? So just
I have a
just
Nile crocodile in here that isn't.
really.
It used to be, I thought, a Nile, similar to that.
So just
But in
subtle.
fact, it's a West African crocodile.
So
And
just the
he
subtle
is-
differences. I mean, make pretty much the whole genetic makeup a
Yeah,
different species.
With DNA testing and stuff, that some of the differences are enough to change the species.
Yeah.
I
And
think-
and
I
how do
think
they
that
actually check and test those? Obviously with these big animals, like how?
many of them are actually trained to come to a point
Yeah.
and expect to have something done to them as though they get a reward.
Yeah.
Like a step in here. And
Is this a new enclosure?
it's not that hard to draw blood. No, this is a little. I'm basically trimming some of my bamboo here because I need it for my lizard enclosures.
Uh huh.
But there's also tortoises in here.
Now
This is a saltwater crocodile.
So this is the salty. How big is he?
This one's 9.5 feet.
9.5. And how long have you had him?
From Hudson.
Really?
So he or
She?
she's about
Now where did I mean? Obviously,
15.
most people would probably ask like, how do you just acquire?
But fortunately, I was grandfathered in. I've had permits since I was 18 years old to have
Okay.
class 1.
Okay.
I'm 66 now.
Yeah.
So I was able to either purchase them or accept ones that may not be running
Okay.
by either.
So do you work a lot with? Obviously, I mean, you cannot help but do what you're doing right now and not be pretty associated with the zoos and
I
sanctuaries and
am
all that kind of stuff.
associated with some zoos and
Yeah.
many sanctuaries, and
Because
I'm inspected by Fish and Game twice a year.
yeah.
I have to
Now,
obtain 4 separate permits.
that's what I think. I was gonna ask a question earlier when I was talking about the enclosures that you were
You're
building as when you were making the house. Those kind of guidelines, like things that you needed to do for your enclosures that people they inspect, did you know that going forward at any means, like how the enclosures need to be? Because now they're like,
No, because they have changed
yeah,
much of the laws. Now, most of my enclosures are really comply with today's laws.
yeah,
However, my property does not.
okay,
You need 5 acres now.
yeah,
I have one.
okay. So
Uh,
this is only
so,
1 acre, man.
so,
Imagine what you could do in
so
it.
I can still have uh, type 3,
Yeah,
type 2 at 304 feet, like Cayman
yeah,
and alligators. But those bigger animals and these true crocodiles,
yeah.
once something happens to me, there you go.
Wow.
So, but they are all lined up. So I know where they're going.
Okay.
If that happens, um, they're not going to be just
Yeah,
uh,
a product of the
somebody that have to
system.
deal with it.
Yeah, product of the system,
So,
and you know, and I'm probably sure that they'll go to just as much educational and
well,
stuff like.
the only thing I insist is they go to a better place than they are now,
Okay.
and their care is
Yeah,
better than what I can give them.
yeah,
And there are places out there that can do that.
yeah.
Now these are adult smooth front Cayman.
There.
That's a female there. This is a male
Adult
right here.
smooth front.
This is
Now people don't
these
probably.
Paleocetus trillionatus,
Now I
and
don't.
these are full grown.
Boy, now I don't think people don't realize that if that Cayman came out, how big a Cayman can actually get, right? Most
Well,
people they get Caymans, they're like, oh, it stays small and
but
that's
yeah, but these are a Jewish Cayman,
yeah,
a
these are
type of a Jewish.
yeah.
I mean, especially the Caymans can get over 8 feet.
Wow.
A
Like
black Cayman
yeah,
can
the
get
black
15 feet.
a black
But
Cayman can get 15 feet,
yeah,
really?
but nobody had black
Well,
Cayman.
yeah.
But very few people. And they do not do well, produce well in captivity.
Yeah.
But these are actually a small type of Cayman. So
Huh.
I have had Cayman that approach 8 feet.
Wow.
This is a pump that runs all of my ponds back here.
Uh-huh.
The well water stays
Okay.
at about 75 degrees year round.
Okay.
So during a cold winter night, I can run water all night, not worry about the consequences.
Huh.
It makes it cool.
Is that a little basilisk something up there? A little lizard?
That is the basilisk. Yes. We have a hydrogenesis tetraptera, a snake net. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
a few South American types from Argentina. Come on here. And stick your head out there. You go.
How old? They've had for
I
a
don't
while?
know. This is an adult. I got it.
Yeah.
And I've had it for about 8 years.
8 years.
And I don't have a Eurofence for it. But
There's something
you
else.
see Mississippi maps in there.
Mississippi map. What's that one right there underneath the little
Uh,
ramp? Some underneath the ramp. I see a foot.
That's
Another map.
Mississippi map. Yeah.
Another map. Gorgeous. Gotta love the maps. So there's one right
Yeah.
there. There's a leaf right here. Or...
No, that is a Malayan giant leaf turtle who's
Leaf turtle?
branded. And they like to hide.
Yeah.
But this area right here happens, everybody likes to use it. There's a diamondback chirping.
Oh yeah, gorgeous.
Here's another.
How old?
Hydrometrandus.
Oh wow, they're all buried right there, huh?
Who knows? These
Yeah.
are all about 2 years old.
2 years.
I think Milan for that being buried.
Yeah.
And then up on this side, there's two giant. There's one right there. If you see there.
Yeah, I see the
My
Sakura.
two biggest cicadas, yeah.
Two biggest ones, even bigger than the ones in the front.
Much bigger.
Yeah.
Well, they're about nearly 200 pounds.
200 pounds. Now, just for the people that don't understand, which might, how big can they get? How fast can they get 200 pounds?
Well, some won't go fast at all. Others go extremely fast.
Oh yeah, gorgeous. Is that?
This is this is my original females.
Yeah.
This is capture bays.
Captain, how
Even
old?
her parents were capture bays.
Really? Wow.
And this animal here is probably nearly 20.
20 years old. I don't think I've ever seen a terrapin that
Yeah.
old. Gorgeous. Love that shell.
And this
I
is
know they're
maybe.
is it a hybrid or is it a concentric? Or
Well,
innate, a
you
little
know,
bit of
they
everything.
actually are the same species.
Yeah.
There are some subspecies. So,
So is that a
in
pair?
my opinion, that looks like a neuroid.
Is that a pair in there, or is
Yeah,
that
no,
is that
the,
a
the
other one?
father, those are twins.
Okay.
The father looks like an ornate. And
So do you have to dig this kind of stuff out? You just kind of let them do their thing.
I do the thing. If I see him nesting, I'll take the eggs and put them in the incubator.
Gotcha.
If
So
I
you have to
don't,
so you have to be pretty not just aware, but you just got to know your animals essentially. When you
I come out. I make these rounds around my yard probably 5 times a day.
times a day.
So I have to look for hatchlings.
So wait, you're telling me that me going in my spot for two, maybe three, and my wife's like, "Why don't you come in?" I'm like, "Maybe I like being out here." So you get
Well,
that, you get a little bit of leniency there, maybe.
no,
you know,
I get that too. And
you know,
that, that's my life.
yeah,
I know that I spend a lot of time
yeah.
outside.
Well, that's a big thing I think me and Cody
And,
talked about on a podcast was, even with Anthony at VCA and stuff like that, I was like, how do you know, manage and balance, life and work? And I mean, obviously you're retired, right? So,
obviously,
yeah,
I'm retired.
yeah,
I've been a butcher all my life,
okay,
and this has been a hobby.
yeah,
It's still a hobby.
yeah,
I'm not saying I don't tell the two baby tourists and so forth. I
yeah,
do,
yeah.
but I'm not in it really for the money.
No, I mean, you
I do
can't,
it because I love it.
yeah, you have to be.
Um,
You definitely have to be.
it's I I thought I would be tired of it, but you know
After
what?
40 years, 40 years exact, or
No, I've actually been keeping reptiles for
I just want to hear that number.
almost over 50 years.
Over 50 years? Okay.
Over 50 years.
See, you get 10 years makes a world of
I've made a
difference.
few trips out of the country
Yeah,
to
I was gonna ask that.
collect or photograph, and back in the day when you used to do that.
Yeah. Now, how? I mean,
And
with everything that you got going on, I mean, this is pretty much your. I mean, other than some maybe big projects and things that you always have some backups and help if you need it, right? I mean,
I do.
or
My
but
family's all close by. I
okay,
have friends,
okay,
including local zookeeper
yeah,
friends,
okay,
that come and help me out.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so
You
I
have
do
to.
get some help. I mostly I'm here just taking care of it myself. But
Yeah,
if I have to have help, um, I should
yeah,
I should tell somebody to have them here. I do have a lot of very good friends that support me uh, because of what I'm doing. We accept a lot of visitors.
yeah.
We accept a lot of animals that can no longer be cared for.
Yeah.
So
So how did you? I mean, other than I think a big thing is people. I know I had that issue early on when I moved down here. I was like, if I want to get involved in this kind of stuff, you need those permits, but which it can be pretty tough to get in. In with that. Have you
well,
pursued helping anyone else get those kind of permits to maybe kind of carry something down
I
or
have
pursue
indeed.
it? Okay.
Uh, you know, I I can't really do that anymore because of scheduling
Yeah.
differences. And I know that other people have jobs,
Yeah.
and I certainly don't expect people to come here and spend their time.
Yeah.
If I can't pay them. But yes, I do accept some volunteers, and I do help people
Okay.
acquire their permits if I can. And
Yeah.
but mostly I just have people that actually come to help me because
Yeah.
they have the passion.
Yep.
And
That's the one thing that'll make the world a difference whether they're going to pursue someone for the long haul or even like me, something that even though I haven't been able to be this involved like this hasn't stopped me from doing the book,
well,
doing educational programs, and
I'm more than twice your age,
yeah. So
so I have a little head start.
but
So eventually,
what's in this one now? The
there's
spotted and
actually an adult pair of Sartorius hybrid, the Rocky Iguana.
can we check them out real quick?
Sure,
Because
they're actually
okay, they're in here.
probably
Because I see the one box
yeah,
right there.
they're in there, but
Because I
there
know
are some things in
there's
here
one up
that
there.
are
I
pretty
know
interesting.
Cody Cody is a big fan of the boxes and the spotteds, and so
You have some spotted in here.
yeah.
We also have Indian spotted,
Oh, really?
but they're not in here. And I do find hatchlings in here occasionally.
Yeah.
There's a Florida box. We have an eastern box. And we have an egg nest. That's a snail.
Yeah, it almost looked like one.
So we also have a bird right here that hides some of the tools. Let's see if we can find the spotted. There's a beautiful eastern. This is tripod. There's a foot missing.
So how many different boxes are in here?
There should be there's a three-toed, an eastern, and two Floridas.
Oh, wow. So one thing that I think most people don't realize, and Cody, has been emphasizing a lot lately, is that the box turtles are really semi-aquatic,
Many of them are.
and don't realize that. Look at that. That box turtle is actually just hunkering down right in here, happy as can be, and not in a dried, deserted.
That's a shame because apparently all my spotties right here.
It helps to
Now
know.
look at that.
Yep.
There's one.
Helps to know where you know your animals and where they're at, where they like to hide, right?
Yeah,
It makes visitors and
none of that might be in here.
it's almost like you're noodling.
Yeah, this
How
goes
deep-
way back.
That goes way back.
But
So did you? How did this get constructed? I mean,
well, this is the first pen. This is my bedroom right here.
okay.
So believe it or not, the first thing I do when I get up in the morning is I lift out here. My wife's like, "What are you looking at?"
I'm like, look.
I'm looking at my stuff.
Yeah.
She's like, "Why don't you look at me once in a while?" Sorry,
Oh, that's awesome.
but, let me show you the main. As far as I know, like many Santura type lizards,
Yeah.
the rock iguanas, they
I got one for you. No problem.
They do not like this type of weather.
Yeah.
They want hot sunshine. Just lift my hands up for a picture.
You do just about everything. Is there anything in this, or you
That's-
just?
My wife says I pay too much attention to the animals, so I buy her food. And she still puts a bigger food.
Right?
I actually bought that bird sugar, but believe it or not,
Was that like
we
a
use that for a hot tub.
900 gallon?
It's fun to sit there on a really hot day.
Yeah. You gotta have that, and you can come out here and you can have a. It's not very often you can have a Nile and an alligator and all that stuff right across from you.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to look out my window and
Yeah.
see my crocodile. Your seeds that I used to have that.
Oh, these are actually
I
yours?
killed them by making them obese
Really?
and then moving them. Yes,
Wow.
that's a shame.
How old were they?
They were probably only about 10 years old.
Wow.
They were about 12 feet long.
So unfortunately, you kind of learn the hard way, and sometimes that's kind of what happens.
There you go. These two guys right here.
Wow. So they have full access to even go.
Yeah,
up
they
there
were
and
right
everything?
outside there. They're in here right now because of the weather.
Yeah.
They would rather be out in the sunshine. But that's my oldest pair of
Your oldest
Cypress the Cayman Island blue iguana.
blue iguana.
Probably crossed with either Cuban or
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
hard to say, but
They're definitely chill. So they've been around
yeah,
for a while.
they're
How
not
old are
bad.
they? You said?
I don't know. They were adults. The male was an adult. Yeah, it wasn't that big though.
Yeah.
And
Now, what's the
That
sexual
female I
maturity?
actually produced.
What's
Here.
the sexual maturity on that? On it for them?
2 years.
3 years for
They can.
even for most
They. I have
iguanas.
seen 2.5-year-old age,
Really?
but I would say a 3-year-old is capable of producing healthy offspring.
And that goes for most iguana species, or kind of. That's
I
interesting.
would
That's pretty
think.
young. I never would have imagined. You know.
Well, I did not believe that either.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
There's
that's
a
what
lot of
this
things I did not know about any of these animals
until you started.
until I saw them do it.
Yeah.
And so I know it's an old cliche, but it seemed like I learned something almost daily
Yeah.
just by walking around the yard.
Yeah.
And
And I think that's probably the biggest thing that we've even touched on the podcast is we've had vets, we've had this, we've had people of all fields, but even the people like me, like I did have a little bit more of the conservation with the degree, but also if you don't almost have the hobby mindset to actually even have this kind of accessible, even just to have animals to be able to um, observe them.
right,
When you're talking about wild animals, then it's like, well, there's some things you can't learn unless you can
right.
observe
I
them
mean,
daily on this kind of basis, right?
the educational part is
Yeah,
it's a no-brainer.
yeah.
You can't learn everything about an animal by
Going out and research and just seeing
trying
them.
to go out and observe them in the wild. Not all the time.
Because even when you do that, you get not
But-
only do you not get to get close, but you have a very X amount of time to where how natural they're gonna act when they're
Right.
when they're when
and
they're
not
wild.
only that, I understand that some people say, hey, these things should all be out in the wild somewhere. But the problem is, a lot of that wild is no longer available for them.
Yeah.
So, yes, I have a bunch of stuff here that I did not intend to have. And I'm trying to give them the best lives I can.
Yeah. Now, as of right now, you're at a point in your life where you're very comfortable, very confident where you're at.
I wouldn't say I'm confident. I am comfortable where I'm at.
Yeah.
I know I have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
And I'm not tired of
Yeah.
learning. But I am at my limit.
Yeah.
I think I have all that I care for properly.
Yeah.
So I'm planning to get a whole lot more stuff.
Yeah. Do you mind if we go see some of it? Because I know beforehand you showed me some, even though some people would be like, oh, well, that's just, ball python. Well, I feel like, some of the other stuff you showed me was just as cool, even as the huge monster alligators and caimans.
Babies that the Indian spotted turtle.
Yeah. See, who doesn't love little baby turtles?
A baby, that's just a Florida red belly.
Now, these came from the ones over there on the other side?
These came from the ones up front.
Okay. So we still got to see those real quick, too. There's some soft shells.
That is a common snapper.
Now, you have the soft shells? The parents actually produce the babies right there, or
no? Oh, the snappers?
No, the soft shell up there.
Yeah, the soft shell. No, somebody gave me a bunch of soft shell eggs.
Okay, gotcha.
And I hatched them.
Oh, nice.
So I raised them up to about that big, and now I release them.
And I love this. I love this setup. This is just a
waterland
tub. Waterland tent.
And
now, what do you throw in here for food and just?
They get the piece of fish, meat.
Yeah.
Also, I use a lot of Karina.
Okay.
Fish chop.
Oh wow.
It's yeah, I'll show you actually.
Yeah. Can't wait to see that setup when it's done. You're gonna have to send me a picture when that thing's done.
I don't have the bag, but this is regular Karina.
Huh.
I can match for 1,000.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, that is that's something that even the iguanas love. It's like candy.
Really?
So I do, and
you just mix it in there, and
I just give them a little bit with their collars
and they'll just actually go ahead and eat it just as is.
They treat that like candy.
Wow. So you got to be careful how much you give them because of how much is.
Yeah, they'll eat too much, and you can't have them all the time.
Yeah.
But
and then you got these guys right here.
Yeah, and then we had some babies who were the minor tummies.
Yeah.
First we were in the man eye. We had some little
Snappers. Now, where'd those
Snappers.
snappers come from?
They were born here.
Oh, really? From
From my adults in the back.
okay.
I
Now
had
you
several adult common snappers
on
back
both.
there.
Okay.
And at one time I had both alligator snapper
Okay.
and
How big?
some.
Now, do you have a pair of alligators or no?
No.
Okay. So what was it? A male?
I had 2 males.
Two males. And
Yeah,
how
2
big are
males.
they?
The biggest one's about 80 pounds.
Wow. And how old?
I've had him 55 years.
55 years?
He was,
So it's a
he was
hatchling?
big like Jan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Golly, so you're talking.
yeah, so I don't know. I'm definitely over 100. Because these are wormers,
Yeah, I'm not.
and these wormers are, for a small snake, they show you a pretty hefty little bite.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna make sure I stay my
Um,
distance.
they're neat, they're interesting, and actually, this is a young Burmese that we hatched here.
Oh, really? How old?
This one's 2 years old.
2 years? Oh,
Yeah.
she's gorgeous. Look
Yeah.
how yellow.
Yeah, it's a green face,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
a labyrinth male and a normal albino female
Really?
produces these, and half will be normal albino and half will be this green face. They
Yeah.
call it green, but I'm not sure.
Interesting. How long? I've never actually.
But,
Yeah, huh? Now you can, because you see the lines and the stripe, and just
yeah,
you get that really
and
nice
there's no regular
fluorescent.
pattern like this. That's the father right there.
And this one's the rainbow
Two
bow,
rainbows, two
Brazilian.
Brazilians, and everybody has to like these.
Yeah, I actually when I did animal handling class,
Yeah,
these are probably one of my absolute favorites. Just because I mean,
Yeah,
how can
that-
you not love an animal that looks like that?
right. And
I don't care if
not
you're a
only
snake.
are they beautiful, but
I don't care if you're. Hey Cody, I don't care if you're a snake
they're,
lover
they're
or
so
not.
mild mannered
I don't care if you're a snake lover or not.
that
They are gorgeous. And how big do they get?
not a whole lot bigger than this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd seen them a little bit bigger, but
And they're
These
they're
are-
just a
these are
solid
doves.
ground species, so you don't have to, they're
they will climb.
yeah.
But I would say they're more of a ground dweller, more terrestrial. But
Yeah.
most most of your brothers and even your reticulated pythons
And you got some
do a little
balls
bit
in
more
here.
climbing than one might think.
Yeah. You got some
And,
balls still in here, right? And
Yeah, these are some young balls that were hatched
going
here.
hatchlings.
This
That's a
little guy
little
here,
Gorgeous.
and
For all you morph lovers, I know
and
you.
I'm
I
not
mean,
a big merch guy. I don't know how about it, but
but
these parents were dropped off here. The parents of these,
but you can still appreciate you
And-
get just the species and what they're
they're
capable.
here. And,
I mean, the parents.
excuse me, that's something different. But
Oh, look at that.
all 3 of them right there.
Right there. Look at
Um,
that head. I mean,
So we have one banana, some kind of albino, and an enchi, and then I'm not even sure, but this one, what kind of merch this is.
it looks like a little spider and a
um,
little bit of.
Um, but,
So one thing I've noticed, obviously, you almost have to get good at. And I don't know if it's just an old school kind of thing, but you've way expanded on the using of your resources to
But-
be able, on between giving animals what they need, what they want, and just kind of just goes to show you don't have to get some big
well,
huge
you
fancy.
people change their attitude and you learn. Now, we thought that you should keep a big snake in a little box,
Yeah.
and that's fine.
Yeah.
And they may be healthy, and they may do well, they breed, but realistically, if you're gonna have a big animal, I think maybe our enclosures should be a little bigger.
Oh yeah.
Not on everything. I'm not saying you can't use rats.
Yeah.
Breeders use them. I have no problem with that. But a big animal like a big research or a boom or blah,
Yeah. I mean,
I
know,
think it's
it just.
probably
Look at.
they probably enjoy it a lot more when they can have a place to swim, have a place to climb.
Would this animal be able to do even what it's doing right now in a setting, obviously you're not going to put a reticulated, python in a rack. I'd hope not if you have a rack that big,
But,
but
I mean,
but
I have seen them and some do it.
Really?
and I tell you what,
I mean, look
there were
how
times that I didn't mind shooting them in smaller stuff, but now I'm to the point where actually I feel like these pens are too small.
yeah. And honestly,
So
gosh, like you've
I even put rats in there to give them extra
yeah,
area, and they do use them. They get
yeah.
up on
Do they?
top of these, yeah.
They ever break them yet?
Yeah. Yeah, as a matter of fact, there's a piece of bamboo right here for that that big fish.
Now you just how often do you have to actually do like water changes and stuff? How do you even
I
do the
do
water
not
change?
keep these full of water all the time because
Okay.
they draw mosquito larvae.
Okay, yeah. That's
So
what I was
I
gonna
only
ask.
give them water about 3 times a week.
Okay,
I fill them, I leave them for the day,
okay.
and then empty them.
And that's actually man, like yeah, coming down here and it's like
Unless
really
they're in shed and
yeah,
they need to maybe soak,
gotcha.
I'll let them have the water for.
There's another basilisk over there.
Yeah, we had a lot of invasive
Yeah.
bacillus, iguanas.
Can we
We
see
had
some of the
some.
ones that are in here? I know you put some food in there earlier. You had all kinds of stuff
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
up
we
in
had.
here. So this is what, we kind of skipped ahead and early on. We didn't get to see, but this big enclosure we saw at the tail end, but he's got a beautiful pond set up with
Oh God.
all kinds of, what do you got? Cooters and
Yeah, there's
chickens and
red bellies,
then
red ears,
you
there's
got, you got albino, red ear,
albino red ear.
I mean, you can spot,
Right here, there's
you
actually
can,
some
you can spot,
snappers in here,
her a mile away.
and there's some red bellies, peninsula shoes, yellow bellies, soft shells,
Oh,
mud
there is soft
turtles.
shells in here too?
Yeah, yeah. Um,
So how are these some of the like you just did this part or you just started expanding it a little bit?
no, actually the first thing I did was right over there, a small
Okay.
square pond with a little creek.
Yeah.
So then I can extend the creek through this back area here.
So these guys are in something totally different than what they're even in now? A different enclosure? Or you just before you expanded
No,
it?
I had somebody just share it out in their shop pens,
Okay, gotcha.
and I decided, you know what, let's
Yes.
give them a more natural bigger enclosure where they're not in danger of having the shy season.
Yeah.
And so they started producing in here. So I thought there's not enough pond area
Yeah.
and fish. So now we have fish.
Yeah.
We have 2 ponds, 2 creeks, and a new pond I'm building on the end over here.
Okay.
And,
And
and they'll all be connected, and the water will flow through.
uh
Here's a nice way to out of the top. And keeps the maintenance down a little bit.
yeah,
But
exactly.
believe me, with all the vegetation, bamboo, I have to get in here at least once, once a day
Oh, really?
and make sure that it's not plugged up. And
Yeah.
I see improvements that need to be made.
Well, that's the thing. Like
Um,
when we go back to the observant thing, and you're observing the animals, you're seeing little kind of hints, and they're dropping hints without
well,
even.
you see stuff at worse and then stuff at them.
Yeah.
You go, I'm going to change that.
Yeah.
You know, I can't, it's hard for me to maintain. The animal doesn't like it.
Yeah.
You finally get to the point where you think you might have it right.
Yeah.
But then you
Yeah. Well,
find that, you know what, I should have done this different.
oh, and that's what goes to tell you with nature. It's like you think you can, people know everything that you need to know and this and that, but ultimately, I mean, you almost can't
Yeah.
get to know that some turtles. I mean, just look at them. You get to watch them do what they would naturally do, and it just there's nothing more admiring and more education than just kind of just this right here.
No, and, I
know?
find them laying eggs, and I do find hatchings.
I mean, the fact that they're producing and they're doing stuff and they're doing their natural thing tells that they're happy.
I believe they are.
Yes.
Um,
I mean, every enclosure that we've seen and been through,
I have a few
today.
animals that I know are not happy where they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
A few. I don't know why. I haven't
Yeah.
figured it out yet.
Yeah.
I thought I produced the type of environment that, according to what I know,
Yeah.
or thought I knew, they would like.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they don't like their enclosure. I can tell they're not.
Yep.
They're not comfortable.
Yeah.
So
We got some
We
Salcados down
experiment.
here too.
what's that?
Yeah, and you experiment, like you said. It's not like they're a science project, but it kind of is. It's like
Well,
you
kinda have
you
to.
you have to be open minded because if you stay one dimensional and you're just like, no, I'm going to give them this, and then they're gonna like it. Well, guess what? That's not how nature works. That's not how it works with us either.
No, right. It's not. Now, these redfoots know that this is the highest area in here.
Uh-huh.
So almost all these,
So which one's Henry?
they will, actually, I don't know. My neighbors made that. And Henry is one of the guys. I'm not real big on naming stuff because I
Yeah,
don't remember.
Yeah, you get to that point where it's like, look, I'm just gonna call that spot or that slash or
Yeah.
something. Just
And then there's, I see there's some tortoises in here. Lots of there's another bassfish. There's,
I mean, these are all mature,
and
see, I
then
mean,
if
you
I,
grow your own cactus for
yeah,
them, and
and you can see where I've been cutting them off and using them. I
yeah,
have these all over the yard.
yeah,
Opuntia, there's several different varieties. I try to find ones without spines.
yeah.
And this is, I'm
Whoops,
sorry, this spine
you got a subcutter in
um,
there.
is, it's not their favorite thing to eat,
Yeah,
but they do eat it. And it's a common, pothos spine,
yeah,
and they like it. So, say I don't get my delivery,
yeah.
I start cutting stuff, cactus, vines, banana leaves, and
So you must
to
make sure
find
that,
out what they eat, what they don't.
yeah, and you try to make sure that you kind of cover your tracks in some
And
sort of way.
generally, if you're worried that something may be toxic to them,
Yeah,
they're pretty smart about smelling or tasting it and making their own decision.
yeah.
Um, if it's toxic or bad, they generally won't,
Really?
they won't eat it.
Huh. Interesting.
So, I've been told, oh, you can't leave the tourists in here with that plant. It'll kill them.
Yeah,
And that tourist has been mentioning that for 10 years, and
yeah,
not his favorite thing, but
yeah,
he does have some now in a while.
yeah. Right.
So, it's hard to, the diet of some of these animals is so disputed. You're on Facebook and you say, oh, I was feeding this, and you can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can.
Well, and I think that goes back to show, we've talked about it in the podcast and with everyone that's been on here, and the guests, it's like, look, there's not one way to do anything. You, I mean,
Yeah.
when you're talking about an animal that pretty much
If
is,
it works for you, do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, not obviously people would look at this and between, in here the snake enclosures and out there with the big pond and what'd you say this one was again? They
This is a actual wild Everglades
Wild Everglades.
Burmese python. This was actually caught
So you're telling me,
not in the park, but in the homestead
really?
area.
So you're gonna open this thing up and it's gonna act as wild as most
This is
people.
a typical wild burn.
So this is pretty much what most people, when they see a snake or hear about a snake,
yeah.
this is what they figure that they're gonna be like, which is a native or natural instinct, but
Yeah, this thing's bunch of bite.
I mean that's
It's
I mean
it's defending itself.
yeah, I mean you're talking about a natural.
And this is the way most of them are. They're down there.
Yep.
He's not happy.
No.
And she'll protect herself. And believe me, the bite is not real fun.
No.
And I don't like getting bit.
No.
But
Well, yeah,
I
you
just
don't.
want to give you the idea that
Well, yeah, and that's the
these
thing.
guys,
Most people get this kind of conception, but they're like, if you go from this, not to take my head off that one, but then you go from one of them.
Now, I said this man in here.
I mean,
I should very easily take him out of there
you can do
and
pretty much
not
just.
worry about one thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, yeah.
that's one good thing about captive bred animals. They generally have a better disposition
Yeah.
than something like this.
Yeah, and you're talking about an animal that has to survive.
So
Right.
it's
First instinct is to survive, and in order to survive, guess what?
they can't be a nice friendly little
No,
pet.
no, they
right?
can't. I mean, one thing that I know I see
People
over
say
here.
they don't have
You got a boa.
any predators out there,
Yeah.
but they have literally hundreds of predators.
Yeah. From
Um,
being little to,
Almost everything is a baby python.
Yeah. I
And
mean, this goes to show you even with turtles and everything else. And you got what, a carpet,
that's a jungle
carpet, and then
He's
you
a
got
little guy.
a boa, red
And
tail.
there's a couple of red tails that are actually
Gorgeous.
born here.
I
Um,
love the red tail,
the
the
parents
boas.
were adopted,
Really?
so I don't know what they are
Pretty
submerged.
light. Yeah, it
Um,
looks pretty light.
and not only that, but these birds are actually old. They're over 2 years old.
Really?
Look how
That's it?
small they are.
What? That's kind of.
And
I mean, you've had them for 3 years?
yeah,
Really? And how big were they when you got them? I
well,
mean,
they were just the size of the normal
yeah,
umbrella, but
which isn't very,
they should have been a lot bigger.
yeah, thicker. I mean,
But
them things are get
they eat
hefty.
they eat very well. They're just not growing
Once
fast,
a week,
and they're
stand.
females.
Yeah. Huh.
So I'm kind of anxious to see what
Huh. Interesting.
if I decide to keep them on this to produce more.
Yeah.
Kind of anxious to see what might happen.
Yeah.
But
Well, Fred. I mean, I
it's
mean, you got. Is there anything we haven't seen, huh? I
yeah,
mean, we've
well, I
seen,
mean, it's probably a few things we haven't
but I
seen.
mean, to honestly,
It's a big vinyl boa constrictor.
so wow, we
It's
walked,
a normal, probably a Central American.
wow, we walked right by these. I
Um,
didn't even see them. It goes to show you,
you
you can
know,
walk right by a big monster snake.
and I do have the female for that albino, but the two
Yeah.
albinos together do not produce a healthy individual.
Okay, really?
So we don't
Interesting.
do it.
Interesting. Huh.
Um,
That's almost like the spiders with the ball pythons and neurological, or just something even more extreme.
yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that most are bad and
Yeah.
you shouldn't do it, but some do produce a pretty faulty
Yeah.
offspring.
Yeah.
And that I can't see it. So if you know that's going to happen,
Yep.
you don't do it.
Exactly.
But
Well, Fred.
otherwise, captive animals, especially big pythons and boas, and people want to, I don't have a problem with hybrids
Yeah.
or moose, but I do know that inbreeding
Yeah.
can be bad,
Yeah.
especially in further
Exactly.
on down you go down the
Yeah.
bloodline.
And you
So,
gotta preserve the species and what's best for them ultimately. Because I mean, the
yeah,
moment you get in it for what you can get out of it, you've already went down the wrong kind of navigation. You just got to reroute,
yeah,
right? Which
and
I'm sure even in.
times change, attitude change, laws change.
Yep. And you
So
gotta
you
just.
have to be kind of able to adapt.
Yep. You can. Yeah.
And
You have to, especially in this, and most
you
people
know,
they're not willing to.
it's not always easy, and not everybody is willing to. But
Yeah.
um,
But it makes a world of difference
you
when you see the
know,
people that are.
it depends on
Yeah.
how passionate you are.
I mean, just even from your stance, I mean, I'm sure you can vouch for even me standing here today and some of the people that's had you here and the people that one person has been able to whether you think you're an expert and all this stuff. I know, sir. Like just the fact that you're able to do this and you're doing just what you love, how many people you've influenced. And it's really
But I say I'm fortunate, and I hope I do maybe influence people in a
yeah,
good way.
yeah,
But I tell you what makes me feel good is the amount of young people like you that know so much already, way more than I would ever dream about of knowing
oh,
at
no.
that age. So you guys are come up and doing the thing you're doing to
Yeah,
spread the education point. I tell you that, yeah, check my hat out to you, man.
yeah. Well,
Um,
we wouldn't
there's a
do
lot of experts out there that probably really are experts.
yeah,
I don't consider myself in that class, but I do believe I have a general knowledge that allows me to take care of my animals in a
yes,
somewhat
yeah,
proper way.
yeah. Well,
So,
well, you're definitely doing just that. I mean, let me see. I'm gonna try to switch this here because I know I've been having it on a different angle, and because guess what? There we go. Okay, so I'm not the star of the show, obviously, so it doesn't matter. And I got a little bit of thing right here. Sorry, Cody, but look,
and you probably should
yeah,
have
right, yeah,
subtitles so
right.
people should understand me.
No, you're good. So, guys, honestly, we've seen way more than probably I even ever anticipated. That's why I didn't want to take a tour even in the beginning of it because I wanted to be just as surprised. And I was actually way more, especially seeing all the crocs and alligators because I've never even seen those even from watching videos from other people being here. So, Cody, thank you for allowing me to be the scapegoat and the guinea pig.
Thanks, Jody.
I would do that anytime. We got to just thank you guys. I'm so thankful for everyone that supports us supports Fred and what he does. It goes without saying it takes a certain kind of someone, and anyone can do this. And I'm not saying you have to have 100 animals or whatever, or even have the setup that Fred has. It's about doing your part, doing what you can do. I don't have that this near capacity, but guess what? I'm still standing here right now. I took the drive a couple hours to go to be with this gentleman that's been in it for. He said 40 when I first talked to him, but you said 50, so I'm going with 50. That's a little older than me. Um, but but what you're doing, you've encouraged so many, and even me, like this is probably almost as close up as I've been. You can't even get this kind of close up even at a zoo or something like that, to where I'm very thankful for that what he does. He's able to get this hands on, and some people might think, whoa, that's a little bit too much, but if you can't get up and close with a what was it? What was it 12 feet? What is the alligator? I mean, how big was he?
He's a
12.
little
If you
bit
can't
of it.
get that close to a 12-foot alligator and having a Nile croc, or there was a salty, and just these retics and just all this stuff. You just there's some things you can't learn from a book, guys. So you can't, and that's why I went to school for what I do, and that's why I'm in the hobby as I am. Trying to be a hybrid myself, and learning from the very best, which is one of the ones that you've seen on this show today, Mr. Fred, and we are just thankful for him. So, is there anything else you want to say before we
Thanks
cap
for
it
all
off?
the kind words.
I know I'm good
Um,
at giving people good kind of words, but
give me a big head, but it's my pleasure. I hope most of you enjoyed what you saw. Maybe you learned something.
yeah,
Um,
couple things here and
I'm
there.
sure a few of you can find plenty of fault at what you
Ah,
saw, but
please.
you know what? Thanks for um, thanks for having me on your show, and
Yeah, and
I'm glad that you feel that way.
no, and
But
I'm thankful that look. Thank you for my wife for letting me drive down here, even with the newborn twins. And that look, even though I'm in Ohio, technically, probably when this is going to be airing, I would be doing an injustice not only to myself, but for what we do here. And started with this podcast for What the Show podcast. We're branching out. We're getting way more, but greater people, not greater people, but different people, and updating so much social media that look, we are just getting ramped up. We're getting started, and we look forward to be able to actually travel more and do more live setups and stuff like that. So we thank you guys for tuning in, and happy holidays.
thanks, guys.